So guys, the boy 2013. I'm here to give you guys NBA 10 worst ever sheet. The NBA, like any major professional sports league, naturally encourages hero worship of its players. Some players are acting into superheroes in the eyes of many, doing what mortal men simply can't and leading their teams and extensive fan bases to glory. However, the league wouldn't be quite the same without its share of rule breakers. Cheating will exist as long as sporting competition does too. And even with a legion of television cameras dotted around each of the league's arenas, players will still attempt to con, harm, and foul their way to an unfair advantage. Compellingly, often these heroes and villains are the same people. Nobody is without a dark side, and even some of the NBA's most beloved players utilize nefarious tactics now and then. Of course, there's a huge difference between getting a little too physical now and again and committing some of the following crimes on this list with such regularity and severity. It's safe to say that each man on this list was a serial offender, even though who are often held up as ultimate examples of the American sporting dream. Here are the 10 biggest cheats in NBA history, including one or two of the most iconic figures of the league has ever seen, and a good deal of pantomime villain to boot. Number 10, Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce sneaked onto this list not for being a consistent or flagrant cheater, but for his particular brand of cheating. On quite a few on quite a few occasions throughout his career, the truth had almost certainly exaggerated the severity of certain injuries, potentially in order to get opponents in trouble. With several such incidents occurring during the NBA playoffs, it's entirely possible that Pierce had feigned a bad injury in order to implicate a key member of the opposite team, therefore getting them suspended for sub- subsequent games of the series. Whether this is true or not, it's certainly not the most sporting behavior ever exhibited in the league history. One particularly ridiculous incident saw him thrusted to the back, only for only the forward to return minutes later and knock down a few three-pointers with ease. Number 9, Michael Jordan. Jordan has freely admitted since retiring that part of being a great NBA player is the ability to foul and get away with it. MJ is the undisputed master of the sneaky foul, using his body to block the nearest referee view while giving his opponent a quick shove or slap on the wrist. The most infamous potential foul of Michael's career came in his very last NBA final game, the site of a famous legacy-defining shot to win the 1998 championship. With Brian Russell guarding MJ closely, Jordan gave him a quick shove on the hip to clear up enough space for a jump shot. It's highly debated whether the severity of said push warranted a foul call, potentially preventing the greatest player in NBA history from winning his sixth championship ring. Why don't you judge for yourself? Number 8, Rasheed Wallace. Rasheed deserved a place for the sheer intensity and dedication to his shooting, rather than an actual success, as well as being regarded as an arguably dirty player, certainly not averse to overly physical play underneath the basket. Wallace had occurred the most technical foul in NBA history, an impressive 304, including a record-breaking 40 in one season. Most of Rasheed's technical stemmed from attempting to influence and even intimidate referees resulting in countless cheap free throws conceded to opposing teams. Wallace even coined his own term to suggest that unjustly issued technical ineligibility resulted in the free throw being missed, humorously stating ball don't lie on multiple occasions. Number 7, LeBron James. LeBron has been labeled many things by critics: a flopper, a sellout, and perhaps most accurately, a traveler. James often seems to take 3 steps when charging to the basket, usually when attempting to power pass contact from an opposing defender. Many onlookers have claimed that were a player of smaller public stature committing the same offense, he would have been whistled for them time and time again. LeBron's superstar status is thought to have protected him on many occasions. During one playoff series, when playing for the Cleveland Cavaliers against the Washington Wizards, James executed multiple travels under the guise of his so-called crab dribble and eye-hopping motion, which partially disguised his his 3 step on the way to the basket. This came under much scrutiny when one such dribble was used to score a last-minute winner against the Wizards, but no action was taken. Number 6, Kevin Garnett. Generally regarded as the most widely hated player in the NBA, Kevin Garnett hasn't really done too much to disprove such an allegation. His trash talk exploits include targeting players for incredibly offensive and personal reasons, mocking Charlie Valimia Alopia, making loud remarks about Carmelo Anthony's wife, and even reportedly shouting Happy Mother's Day at Tim Duncan, a man who lost his mother as a teenager. Garnett intimidation tactics become even more accessible when, as reported by various NBA players, including Joakim Noah, he seemed primarily to target an inexperienced youngster and foreign players. His physical play and after the whistle incident are often highly criticized too, with Garnett having taken part in enough fights to inspire a YouTube compilation video. Number 5, Reggie Miller. Miller is looked back upon with the begrudging fondness by his former playing peers in the NBA media, but was regarded at the time as a monumental irritant, never one to shy away from a Portland argument or spot of blatant provocation. Reggie was a master of getting under an opponent's skin enough to get them ejected from the game. A rather dubious innovation of his was the art of kicking one leg out during a jump shot, drawing exaggerating contact with the defender and drawing the cheapest of fouls. Number 4, Manu Ginobili. Flopping is the NBA equivalent of diving, one of the most controversial aspects of association football. Players have been throwing themselves to the court with more and more frequency over the last 15 years or so, resulting in a number of league issue fines and widespread media criticism. A player commonly accused with popularizing with such fakery is Argentinian Spurs star Manu Ginobili. Whether the originator or not, the fact that Manu often partakes in such dark art is indisputable, clutching part of his body in imaginary pain while collapsing to the hardwood. Number 3, Bill Laimbeer. often cited as the dirtiest player in NBA history. Bill Laimbeer was certainly the league's most versatile cheat. He had a toolbox full of nefarious tricks, including provocation, dirty fouling, insulting whining to the referees, and overreacting to contact. Never has a player quite so successfully blended thuggery and deception, earning Laimbeer a place as one of the most crucial figures of the notorious bad boy Detroit Pistons of the late 1980s. Although his admittedly excellent rebounding skills probably also had something to do with it. He even endorsed a Super Nintendo game named Bill Laimbeer Combat Basketball, a flagrant admission of his shady reputation with the league. Number two, Bruce Bowen. While all of his nefarious acts discussed on this list so far have involved getting one over on an opponent in some way or another, it's doubtful that any of the figures so far have actually attempted to injure their peers, and such starting constituted an attempt at Bruce Bowen. Bowen had always maintained his innocence, but extensive video footage exists of him stretching his leg out underneath a falling jump shooter, greatly increasing the risk of them landing upon his foot and rolling an ankle. Encouraging such potential career-ending contact had earned Bowen a villainous reputation among many, tainting his status as a truly elite perimeter defender. Tim Donaghy. Tim Donaghy is easily the biggest cheat in National Basketball Association history, something made all the more unacceptable by the fact that he held a position intimately associated with fairness and neutrality. In 2007, it emerged that Donaghy had received payment in exchange for supplying bookmakers with betting tips while occupying a position as an NBA referee. In a shameless attempt to cash in on his horrendous action, Donaghy then wrote a book upon his release from prison entitled Personal Files, in which he even detailed how he had influenced the outcome of certain games. Well, that's it, guys. See you guys on the next one. Peace.